we're good to go.
Like the head of like
Yeah, I'm gonna run through it.
Ontario. Like it was huge. A ton of money. It was like they paid for like a year of the house. If my mom could have just dealt with a missing fork.
Hi everybody. Thank you, Hannah. Hello. Thank you. Before I officially call the meeting to order, I'm just going to take a moment to run through the agenda just so that we're all on the same page. I know BevCam is ready to roll. Thank you very much, Kim. And so tonight we have citizen speakers who will be here with us speaking at the beginning, and so we'll go to them first. We do have a public hearing scheduled for 7:30 p.m. If there are members of the public here to speak in that public hearing, we will take public comment. It will not be closed tonight. Besides public comment, this will be continued to our next meeting on November 20th. We can say more about that when we come to it. But if you are here to speak in that public hearing, you will be able to speak. We want to make sure everyone who's here gets a chance to be heard on that. Then we have some routine business to take care of. We'll take a break for some committee work, and then we'll be back here to finish everything up. So with that, I'll officially call to order this regular meeting of the Beverly City Council, Monday, October 3rd, 2023, 7 o'clock p.m. Ms. Kent, will you please call the roll?
Bowen? Here. Crowley?
Here.
Feldman?
Here.
Houseman?
Here.
Rand?
Here.
Rotundo?
Here.
St. Hilaire?
Here.
Sweeney?
Here.
And Flowers.
Here. Thank you, Ms. Kent. I would invite Councillor St. Hilaire to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and ask that we remain standing for a moment of silence for the families of the 18 people killed and the many more injured in Lewiston, Maine this past week. Thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Councillor St. Hilaire, and thank you to everyone for taking that moment of silence, thinking about the many families, the many friends, the many people impacted in Lewiston, but certainly across all of Maine and in our region and more broadly as well. Before we get into our agenda, I also do want to take a moment to introduce some of the city staff who are here with us. And other members of city leadership. So Arena Keefe, our sustainability coordinator, is here with us. Thank you very much, Ms. Keefe. As well as Ibrahim Lopez Hernandez is here with us as well, our assistant sustainability director, and welcome. Thanks for being here. And Ward 6 school committee member Lorinda Visnick is here, back in her familiar seat. It's been a while since we've gotten to see you. Thank you very much, Ms. Visnick, for being with us this evening. I also do want to mention that our faithful BevCam friend Kim is now officially retired from his work at BevCam, although he is here with us. And so Kim, thank you for many hours of meetings across the city, but particularly with us, I think especially this term. The city council can vouch for Kim has put in a lot of long hours at long meetings with us. It's an amazing service that BevCam provides, and Kim, you provide making sure that our meetings are accessible to members of the public. So congratulations on your retirement. We hear that you'll still be around sometimes. Perfect. And at the end of the meeting, folks who are still here, and Kim especially, we do have some cupcakes as a way of just celebrating Kim a little bit. So please stop and celebrate with us a little bit. So thank you. So let's go right to our citizen speaker spot. Justin Friedman, I believe, is going to be speaking on behalf of several citizens who would like to speak with us. Justin, I'm going to invite you to come to the podium here at the back. And even though I just gave away your name, if you would begin with your name and address for the record. And Lisa, I don't know if you want to join him or you have something. Sure. And just for anyone watching, anyone following along, the citizen speaker spot is available. There are actually 3 spots for citizen speakers at the beginning of every one of our regular council meetings. And anyone can sign up to address the council for up to 5 minutes. And you do so by contacting the city clerk, Lisa Kent, no later than 9:30 the morning of the meeting. And if there is still a spot available, they are first come, first serve. She'll give you the particulars and help you sign up. I always like to remind people it's not a chance for us to have back and forth with the council, so we may not ask a lot of questions, but it doesn't mean that we're not hearing and listening, taking in what our citizens are saying when they come, and it is often a really important jumping off point for our further discussion. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll turn the floor over to you, and you have up to 5 minutes.
All right. Good evening. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address the council. My name is Justin Friedman. I live at 8 Thomas Road in Beverly. With me today is my friend and neighbor Lisa Searle, who lives at 45 Cole Street in Beverly, as well as some of the other community members that we've spoken to about our initiative. Thank you all for coming. We are here today as representatives of a much larger group of citizens to urge the city of Beverly to construct sidewalks along Boyle Street and Cross Lane. As many of you are aware, these streets have become increasingly dangerous over the past few years. They are trafficked more than ever. This is due in part to the additional 45 single-family homes that have been built along those routes in the last decade. The growth of Endicott College and the overall growth of the population of Beverly have also contributed to the additional traffic. These streets are narrow and curvy, as you can see from some of the photos that we've provided the council. Speeding has become rampant and has been documented by the Beverly Police Department over the past few years. Endicott College is also aware of the traffic and speeding issues and has graciously done their part to help by sending a letter to their student body regarding the issues. We would like to thank the Beverly Police Department and Endicott for their efforts, but they are no longer enough to keep our community members safe. Sidewalks were installed along Cole Street in 2013 as the safety of our community had hit an inflection point. We believe the same situation exists today along Boyles and Cross Lane. These are major roads that connect large sections of Beverly. Lisa and I have organized and canvassed much of the area to gather support for the initiative. In only a short couple weeks, we have gathered nearly 200 signatures from concerned residents. As we have yet to canvass many of the neighborhoods, we believe we can potentially double this number in the coming weeks. Council members, believe me when I say there is a clear groundswell of support for this issue. Safety and accessibility are key points that are continuously brought up. With regard to accessibility, we're talking about being able to safely utilize community areas such as Sally Milligan Park, Kimball Haskell Park, Lynch Park, Cove Elementary School, Brackenberry Beach, Camp Paradise, and the Cross Lane soccer fields. Some Cove Elementary School students along these streets are unable to walk to school and don't currently qualify for bus service. Almost everyone we spoke to had a story of a near miss or actual accident that they've experienced. Many people told us they don't walk and don't allow their kids to walk or ride in these areas due to safety concerns. Many folks said they would gladly walk to these sites versus drive to them. That's great news. This would also reduce traffic and parking issues as an added benefit to Beverly residents everywhere that they can appreciate. It also aligns very well with Mayor Cahill's highly supported climate agenda. So why now? A unique and time-sensitive opportunity has presented itself in the form of National Grid's Regional Reliability Project. This will already require Cross Lane to be rebuilt on National Grid's dime. This project has sparked a lively debate and sharp criticism throughout the community. By piggybacking on this National Grid project, we can spin a negative into a positive and deliver something for these residents that they desperately need and want. This is a rare win-win-win. The mayor and the council members win. The residents win. And because National Grid is funding the construction, all of Beverly's taxpayers win with the cost savings through the economies of scale. Not to mention, we can get this stretch of our project done with no additional inconvenience to residents as opposed to building sidewalks at a later date. Everyone should agree these triple win scenarios don't come along very often, and we simply can't afford to let this one slip by. We realize that many of you share our concerns. Lisa and I have already been in communication with Councilman Matt St. Hilaire and Scott Hausman, both of whom have been very helpful in our efforts so far. I'm hopeful we can count on the support of the other council members as well. Scott Hausman sent a letter to the mayor today, and a sidewalks-only budget was suggested as a way to help get this project done. We would urge the mayor to propose and the council to support this additional budget. Lisa and I have both reached out to Mayor Cahill on this matter and have yet to hear back. So what now? We have clearly identified the need and desire of the community for this initiative, and the data that already exists clearly supports our cause. So how do we get from this point where we are today to the next stage? We need the support of this council and, importantly, Mayor Cahill. Issues like this are exactly why we rely on our elected leaders and why our leaders rely on folks like us. The growing coalition that we are building stands ready and eager to help. We now look to you for guidance and help to marshal this project into the next phase. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Friedman, for being here, and thank you to Lisa Searle and the other residents who are here as well. And thank you for this handout and the supporting information. I think this is really helpful for us.
The QR code will take you to our actual petition.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I know, as I had said, this won't be a time where you'll discuss this topic very much, but I do think, as you alluded to, this is on the minds of the council in general as we're thinking about safety and pedestrian access. And so I appreciate your time and being here, and appreciate the work of the community as well. Councillor St. Hilaire, did I see your hand?
I just wanted to echo your comments, and I think Justin articulated the issues quite well, and I encouraged him to speak tonight, and I think you can see why. So you did a great job there, and I think he hit on a lot of this has been a known issue for a while. There have been some things that have been done there, but clearly more needs to be done. I think we all probably support it in concept, and to his point, the challenge is going to be, how do we execute on it when we can't even maintain our current infrastructure, think about expanding and building all new things. So I think this is part of a larger discussion we've been having about the need to fund and adequately get done a lot of the known projects and issues that have existed for a while. So thank you, Justin.
Thank you very much, Councillor St. Hilaire. Councillor Hausman.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention the reference Justin made to the letter I sent to the mayor was also filed today with the city clerk's office to become an order. I was concerned about missing the deadline for our next meeting, so I jumped the shark, excuse me.
You're just very prompt.
And filed it today, probably about 2.5 weeks early.
It's appreciated. Thank you, Councillor Hausman. Thank you very much, and thank you again, Mr. Friedman. Thank you for your words. Thank you all for being here, and we'll look forward to being able to dig into this topic together as a council. Thank you. Councilors, I would entertain a motion to take a 5-minute recess.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back.
Oh, Lorinda's still here. Did you say that loud?
So call the council back to order with thanks again to Justin Friedman and to all the residents who were here this evening to share with us some of their thoughts on the need for those improved sidewalks and traffic mitigation safety too in that area. Thank you, Councilors St. Hilaire and Houseman, for helping to get them to be here tonight and speak with us. We are going to go through our agenda a little bit here before we come to our 7:30 public hearing. And just as a reminder, if there are members of the public who are listening on their way here, if you would like to speak in the public hearing that was scheduled for 7:30 this evening, you can do so. And then we will be continuing that to our November 20th meeting, so there will be further opportunity for that. So Ms. Kent, let's go to communications from His Honor the Mayor.
Order number 259. Dear Honorable City Council, I hereby appoint, subject to your review and recommendation, the following residents to serve on the Design Review Board. Rachel Matthews, Ellen Flannery from the Planning Board Representative, Michael Barone for the Zoning Board of Appeals Representative. Their terms are to be effective from December 1st, 2023 until December 1st, 2026. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs.
Order number 260. Dear Honorable City Council, I am pleased to inform you that the City of Beverly has been awarded a $325,375 Coastal Zone Management Coastal Resilient Grant from the Mass Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs. This grant fund will be used to assess the vulnerability of Lynch Park to flooding and erosion and develop resilient strategies. The project includes a preliminary evaluation of the seawall and development of designs to mitigate flooding, address the drainage of floodwaters, and protect public access and amenities. This grant includes a 25% match composed of in-kind staff hours, $56,000, and cash, $50,000 from the FY24 Green Initiative accounts. Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A requires both City Council and Mayor approval before any grant, earmark, donation, or gift to the city can be expended for their prescribed purpose. I therefore request the City Council approve this grant. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Thank you. Please refer that to the Committee on Finance and Property.
Order number 261, Dear Honorable City Council, I am pleased to inform you that the City of Beverly has been awarded a $59,965 Municipal Road Safety Program grant from the EOPSS Office of Grants and Research. This funding is made possible by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and will be used for traffic enforcement campaigns with the goal of reducing vehicle crashes and resulting injuries and loss of life. Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A requires both City Council and Mayor approval before any grant, earmark, donation, or gift to the city can be extended for their prescribed purpose. I therefore request the City Council approve this grant. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Thank you. Please refer that to the Committee on Finance and Property.
Order number 262, Dear Honorable City Council, I am pleased to inform you that the City of Beverly has been awarded a $3,000 donation from Bill Skillman of Bellico Medical, Inc. The Beverly Fire Department will be using this funding to purchase a defibrillator. This is the second year Bellico has made this donation to the fire department, and we greatly appreciate the support. Mass General Law, Chapter 44, Section 53A requires both City Council and Mayor approval before any grant, earmark, donation, or gift to the city can be expended for their prescribed purpose. I therefore request the City Council approve this donation. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Please refer that to the Committee on Finance and Property.
Order number 263. Dear Honorable City Council, I want to provide an update on our recent request for $100,000 from the Reserve for Unforeseen account, which has been scheduled for a public hearing at your October 30th, 2023 meeting. I am pleased to inform you that the City of Beverly has applied for a $15,000 grant from the Urban Sustainability Directors Network to fund design development for the Obeah Park Erosion Mitigation Project. The grant awards are expected to be announced by November 16th. If successful, we will request that you decrease the amount requested from the Reserve for Unforeseen account by the grant amount. Therefore, I respectfully request that you continue Monday night's public hearing on our $100,000 request for the Obeah Park Erosion Mitigation Project until November 20th, 23 meeting. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Thank you. I would entertain a motion to receive that and place it on file.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. That carries 9-0.
Order number 264. Dear Honorable City Council, I respectfully request that you approve a budgetary transfer of $60,500 from the Reserve for Unforeseen Budget 11324-57820 into the Clerk's Election Budget 11623-54239. This, combined with an available funds of roughly $15,000 in the state election account, will allow the department to purchase the requested voting machines. Please initiate action at your next City Council meeting by setting a public hearing. Sincerely yours, Michael P. Cahill, Mayor.
Please refer that to the Committee on Finance and Property to set that public hearing. Let's go to communications from other city officers and boards, please.
Order number 265 from Council Flowers and Rotundo, fourth quarter fiscal year 2023 and first fiscal year 2024 school subcommittee for finance and facilities report.
Thank you. Councilor Rotundo, anything you'd like to say on this?
I just want to thank Gene Sherburne from the school committee for doing a lot of the yeoman's work of this, so I do want to recognize that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Councilor Rotundo. I would entertain a motion to receive this and place it on file.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That carries 9-0.
Order number 266 from the city clerk, an application renewal for a Class 2 motor vehicle license for Lion Gas and Auto Service, Inc., 44 Enon Street.
Please refer that to the Committee on Legal Affairs. Let's go to communications, applications, and petitions, please.
Order number 267 from National Grid for petition 308-10584 West Dane Street.
Please refer that to the Committee on Public Services to set a public hearing.
Order number 268 from National Grid petition 308-04998 Hale Street.
Please refer that to the Committee on Public Services to set a public hearing. We do have a few items under unfinished business from a previous meeting. They are all related to the public hearing we'll be having on November 20th. I don't know why that just happened to me. On November 20th, having to do with the accessory dwelling unit proposed ordinance. And so this is Order 282 of 2022 from Councilor Bowen. This is Order 184 and then 184A, which was the recommendations back from the Planning Board with some proposed changes. And so those will all remain here. Councilor Bowen, assuming that's still okay with you for your document, until we have the chance to have that public hearing, conversation, and subsequent vote. Let's go to our public hearing, posted tonight for 7:30 p.m. This is on Order 253, Ms. Kentz.
Legal notice 2023-253. City of Beverly ordered that the City Council of the City of Beverly hold a public hearing on Monday, October 30th, 2023 at 7:30 p.m. at 191 Cabot Street, third floor, council chambers, live stream on BevCam relative to a request for a budgetary transfer of $100,000 from the Reserve for Unforeseen account to allow the city to continue work in Obeah Park. And this was in the newspaper on October 20th.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kent. As we heard in Order 263, the update on Order 253 that we received and placed on file, there is a pending grant that would potentially reduce the amount of the transfer that's being requested. And so that is the reason that it would make the most sense for us to continue this until we know what amount we are going to be discussing. I don't believe there are now members of the public here waiting to speak in this public hearing at this time. Councilor Rotundo, Obeah Park, Ward 1, is there anything that you'd like to say this evening on this?
Just a quick thing. I mean, obviously, Obeah Park, I always equate it to the baby sister of Lynch Park, but it does have erosion issues. There was a study in 2021. It's my understanding that, God bless you, CZM didn't grant the partial grant to it, but did go to Lynch Park. And the mayor with Arena and her department are looking to have this money to help with making it sort of shovel-ready for the event of another round of grants. So I hope that it is supported by the council to transfer the money, at least to get this going. It isn't for another study, but it is actually to do some design work. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Rotundo. Given that we're not yet sure if we'll be getting that grant, I would entertain a motion to continue this public hearing on November 20th at 8:15 p.m.
So moved. Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That carries 9-0, and so we will pick up this public hearing on Order 253 at 8:15 on November 20th. I would entertain a motion to take a break for some committee work.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. That carries 9-0. We'll have Finance and Property stay here, Legal Affairs in the committee room, and Public Services on the bench. And just a reminder, as always, these are briefer committee breaks, and anything that needs more substantive discussion, we'll schedule for fuller committee meetings on our off weeks.
Call to order Subcommittee on Finance and Property at 7:33 p.m. Good evening. We have the entire staff of the Sustainability Department with us here this evening to talk about one of our orders. This is a grant for Lynch Park in Ward 4, the best park, of course, in the city. Little ward pride. So I guess I would like to start the subcommittee meeting by discussing the grant in order 260, which is the grant for Lynch Park. Ms. Keefe, would you like to say a few words about this? And good evening. Welcome.
Councilors, and yeah, some ward pride. We heard Councillor Rotundo's opinions on which might be the best park. So we are ward neutral and glad to start protecting all of them from climate change. So I actually am going to introduce Ibrahim Lopez Hernandez from the Sustainability Office, our new project manager, who has been spending the last few weeks since we got notification of this grant award from the Massachusetts Coastal Zone Management Office to really focus on the grant program. So I'll introduce him and allow him to share a few words about the project.
Terrific. Thank you. Good evening and welcome aboard.
Good evening, councilors. My name is Ibrahim Lopez Hernandez. I'm the project manager with the Sustainability Office. So just giving a quick overview of the scope of the grant. This includes understanding what the vulnerabilities are at Lynch Park, the infrastructural vulnerabilities. This includes in this scope understanding what are the flood risks and erosion risks for the park. As last year happened, and I saw the pictures, I wasn't in Beverly, but the king tide combined with the nor'easter, the flooding that occurred, that was a key moment in time that really demonstrated that type of vulnerability. So this project is centered in acquiring data, doing field analysis, and surveying the seawall to understand what the conditions are currently and what are some of the repairs or work that needs to be done in order to mitigate those vulnerabilities for future climate change. Part of the scope also includes community engagement and a community visioning process to get input from the community on how those vulnerabilities would be mitigated and how those would look like. Part of the grant will also be informing on a potential opportunity for next year for the seawall. The carriage house is a key asset there along the seawall in Lynch Park. So understanding the current conditions of the seawall might allow us to apply for a grant also from the Coastal Zone Management Office on seawall repair program. So that's kind of like the overview of the scope. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Members of the subcommittee, any questions? I have one question. Is the wall at the base of the carriage house considered part of the seawall?
Yes, I think it was in 2018. There was a site engineering team that came and looked at the conditions of the seawall at that, of the carriage house at that time. That portion of the wall is considered part of the larger seawall, but it also abuts the basement of the building.
Okay, and so the seawall runs all the way from the Rice, just to clarify, to make sure I understand, runs all the way from the Rice Beach side of Lynch Park, all the way around the point, excuse me, the point to the carriage house, and then back to the continuing towards downtown where the sandy beach is that correct?
Yes, if you look at it from a map perspective, it goes from the eastern part of the beach all the way throughout the peninsula of the park and up to the other part of the beach on the western side where the kayaks are and nearest to the parking.
So this study will also incorporate potential solutions or reinforcements to the seawall for that entire length?
Yes, the whole park is part of the grant, so the whole park will be taken a look at.
All right,
Yep.
thank you very much.
You know, we often hear and say that you can't seawall your way out of climate change. And as there are lots of vulnerable areas in Beverly and all along the coast, you know, it's a seawall solution or seawall repair solution isn't going to be appropriate everywhere. But this is a case where we know that the carriage house is a historic facility. All of Lynch Park is soon to be on the National Register as a historic place. So this is a case where we'll, I think, all as a community have to have a tough conversation about what do we prioritize protecting and what might we need to sacrifice or negotiate otherwise. So if we want to protect the carriage house and it's not possible to move the carriage house, which will be looked into as part of the study, then what can we do to build around the building so that it's hardened around and floodwaters can't get in as one potential solution. But the project hasn't launched, so we'll learn what the options are to protect both the building and the areas of the park.
Thank you very much. Councilor St. Hilaire.
I had a question on the 25% match. It mentioned some sort of staff time. Could you just describe what that looks like?
Sure. So this project is pretty interdisciplinary, right? So we're drawing from staff in our engineering department, our planning department, the mayor's office will be involved. The Parks and Recreation team will, they live there and their offices are hosted at Lynch Park, so they will absolutely be a part of the project team. Public Services has over time been contributing directly and doing some of the repair work on their own at the seawall, filling in when there are gaps, doing kind of smaller scale repairs. So I think we'll be having strong representation from several departments as part of this. And our match is a combination of staff time and funds from the Green Initiatives line.
Is there like an equation of how many people for how long? And what is assumed in the 56,000?
I'm sorry, what is?
How did we get to that number, the 56,000? What does that assume?
50,000, so about half of the match is going to be cash from the Green Initiatives line, maybe a little bit less, and then most of that is going to be staff time. So we'll be recording it. We've also had, so we'll be reporting to the Coastal Zone Management throughout the grant period about the hours spent on the project.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. President Flowers? Unless there are additional questions, I would entertain a motion to approve this grant.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Thank you very much for showing up and answering our questions. As a Ward 4 councilor, the status of Lynch Park and the carriage house have certainly been high on the priority list and an item of concern. So very, very happy to see this grant come in. And thank you for your work on that. Thank you. The next item is also on topic for this evening's presentation is a $59,965 municipal road safety program grant, which would be used for traffic enforcement campaigns with the goal of reducing crashes. And certainly I know, I think all of us on the subcommittee have had interaction with the city's traffic sergeant, and know the need for supporting the police department's traffic enforcement campaigns. We've all had a chance to go ahead and do that. So are there any questions from members of the subcommittee about this? Any discussion?
No, I'm good.
Also good.
Hearing none, I would accept a motion to approve this grant.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. The next item is order number 262. This is a $3,000 grant. Thank you, donation from Velco Medical Inc., courtesy of Bill Skillman, to be used for the fire department for the purchasing of a defibrillator. Are there any questions regarding this grant?
I'd make a motion that we approve.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. The next item on our agenda is to set a public hearing for the budgetary transfer for the clerk's election budget in the amount of $60,500 from the reserve for unforeseen. I would accept a motion to set a public hearing for 8:40 p.m. On November 20th. Is there a motion to set that public hearing at the noted date and time?
Which order are we on, Mr. Chairman?
264.
Okay. Yes,
263.
I'll make a motion.
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah,
Don't listen to me.
Make a motion to set the public hearing.
thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
264. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0 to set the public hearing at 8:40 p.m. on November 20th. Thank you, Ms. Kent. We have a number of other items regarding, I'll just go through them. Order number 326 from 2022 from Councilor Bowen on the Beverly Regional Airport. We're waiting for a report from our budget analyst on that order once the new director of the airport has had a chance to find his footing. So I'm going to put a hold on that. Likewise, order 104 on the capital expenditure plan. I'm working with Mr. Ailes on that. I can report on order number 165, which I am going to hold, that a year and a half now after the appropriation, a contract was finally signed. Was finally signed this week to start the process for that master plan study. I call to order one committee of the whole at 7:45. And then we have 3 orders, the earmarks, all related to the weatherization of the library HVAC system, order number 210, 211, and 212, which are also on hold until we get further information about the estimated cost for that, also from our budget analyst, Mr. Perry. And we also have order number 258, a letter from Councilor Bowen requesting a meeting regarding city buildings, which sort of dovetails with the request that this committee made several months ago from Mr. Perry on that subject, requesting a report from him. So we will hold that until we get a chance for Mr. Perry to report to the subcommittee and to the full council on that. And that concludes the business before the subcommittee on finance and property. I would accept a motion to adjourn at 7:45 p.m.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. I'd also accept a motion to adjourn committee of the whole.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We are also adjourned.
The lamp from Christmas.
So is Lisa. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll call the council back to order, and we'll go to reports from committees, please, Ms. Kent.
Order number 260, the Committee on Finance and Property, to whom referred the matter regarding a coastal management coastal resilience grant for $325,375, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this request.
Thank you very much. The questions or comments on this one? Sorry. Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That carries 9-0. And thank you again to Rena Keefe and also Ibrahim Lopez Hernandez for being here with us and helping us, walking us through some of that grant. Thank you very much.
Order number 261, the Committee on Finance and Property, to whom refer the matter regarding a $59,965 municipal road safety program grant from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security Office of Grants, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this request.
Questions or comments on this one? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That carries 9-0 as well.
Order number 262, the Committee on Finance and Property, whom refer the matter regarding a $3,000 donation from Bill Skillman to the Beverly Fire Department to purchase a defibrillator, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this request.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That carries 9-0. And thank you very much to Mr. Skillman and Velco Medical for that donation.
Order number 264, the Committee on Finance and Property, to whom refer the matter regarding a budget transfer request of $60,500 from the reserve for unforeseen account into the clerk's election account to allow the purchase of the requested voting machines, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Set a public hearing for November 20th at 8:40 p.m.
Questions or comments? I would entertain a motion to approve that recommendation to set that public hearing for November 20th at 8:40 p.m.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That carries 9-0. So we will take that up at our next regular meeting, November 20th at 8:40 p.m.
Order number 254, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom refer the matter regarding an appointment for Wendy Pearl to serve as Historic District Commission of the Design Review Board, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this appointment.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. That carries 9-0, and thank you very much to Ms. Pearl for the willingness to serve as well.
Order number 266, the Committee on Legal Affairs, to whom referred the matter regarding a renewal of application for Class 2 motor vehicle license for Lion Gas and Auto, Inc., 44 Enon Street, have considered said matter and beg leave to follow. Recommend the council approve this license.
Questions or comments? Question comes on the acceptance of the proposal and adoption of the order. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That carries 9-0.
Order number 267, the Committee on Public Services, to whom referred the matter regarding a National Grid petition 308-10584 West Dane Street, have considered said matter and set a public hearing for November 20th at 7:15 p.m.
I would entertain a motion to set that public hearing as proposed for November 20th at 7:15.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. That carries 9-0.
Order number 268, the Committee on Public Services, to whom refer the matter regarding a National Grid petition 308-04998 Hale Street, have considered said matter and beg to leave to follow. Set a public hearing for November 20th at 7:20 p.m.
I would entertain a motion to set that public hearing as recommended, November 20th at 7:20 p.m.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. That carries 9-0.
That is all reports of committee.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kent. Councilors, any announcements or reminders for Councilor Rotundo?
Thank you. This Friday at the McPherson Center, 4 to 6, there's been a lot of bicycles being stolen throughout the city. So with the help of the Beverly Police Department, the McPherson Center, the Y, and the Bike Committee, they'll be hosting an event down there where you can register your bike with the police and as well as get a free bike lock. There'll be some pizza and meatball subs, make your own ice cream sundaes, so it'll be a little nice event down there. So I recommend and hope that people can get down there to get their bike locks at least, so that they can, these bikes aren't cheap anymore, they're fairly expensive, so I just wanted to plug that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Rotundo. Other reminders or announcements for members of the public? Oh, thank you very much, Ms. Visnick. Actually, would you like to come to the podium and make that announcement?
Sure.
You look like you would not, but we're going to keep looking in your direction.
Sunday at New Entry Farm is the pumpkin smash. And so we encourage people to not throw their pumpkins out, but rather to bring them to New Entry Farm and see them get catapulted. It's rather entertaining. And there will be a whole bunch of tables there, information on composting, as well as our farm to school program and some other activities. So, and if you don't want to bring your pumpkin there, you could maybe send a message and somebody would pick it up for you. Co-hosted by Green, Beverly, and New Entry Farm. And really hope Al's not watching because he doesn't know that I'm on pumpkin pickup duty.
Thank you very much, Ms. Visnick, for that reminder. And not that people would want to miss the pumpkin smash, but if you have curbside compost pickup from Black Earth and you cannot make it, you also can put your pumpkins on top of your compost bin. 1 pumpkin per pickup, please, and they also can be composted that way. Councilor Rand.
Thank you. I wanted to just remind people that the National Grid Advisory Committee is meeting this Thursday at the library from 5 to 6 p.m.
Thank you very much, Councilor Rand. I would also remind folks that early voting is continuing this week in Beverly here at City Hall, and that is till 4 p.m. tomorrow, 4 p.m. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Thursday, and 12:30 p.m. Friday. Is that correct? Correct. All right. So that is for anyone who would like to come and early vote ahead of the November 7th regular municipal election. Of course, you can also go, all polling places will be open across the city on November 7th as well. Any other announcements or reminders? And just a word of thanks to our city clerk's office for their work on our elections. Well, with that, again, thanks and congratulations to Kim for all of your work. Yeah, thank you. I think that's right. You've been a faithful and steady presence back there at the BevCam booth, and we'll be happy to have you anytime that you're taking time away from your retirement to come and be with us. You're always welcome here. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. That carries 9-0. We are adjourned.